The views and opinions expressed on Geeks Under the Influence are that of the panelists and not of our sponsors, Amazon.com and TeePublic. Parental discretion is advised.
GUI Nights.
Welcome to another episode of GUI Nights.
GUI Nights.
A little demonic there.
Felt like I needed to change it up a little bit.
You
It's
did?
a little sexy, Hobbit.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Demon fucking.
So are you like Jonah Hill from This Is the End, where he just gets raped by a demon? Is that you're into that?
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Talk about a big black cock.
Rosemary's
BBC.
Baby gets me wet.
I wasn't going to take it that far.
Whoa. Wait, they're not remaking that fucking into a series or some bullshit?
Nothing is sacred anymore. Yeah.
Well, but also, I love that movie, but also it is Roman Polanski. And you're like,
True.
oh,
Yeah.
how do I feel about that? Because I love The Ninth Gate too, but it's Polanski, and he's like a legit pedophile.
like legitimately
Like
a
he
pedophile.
likes to fuck underage girls.
Definitely fucks underage.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. All right, we're not going to keep going with that. All right, so last time you heard from us on GUI, we were talking
This
about...
episode brought to you by Gary Glitter.
That's
Side note, you know what reminded me of Gary Glitter?
We're not doing a full pedophile episode.
No. Well, you know what reminded me of Gary Glitter was the...
not a full one, just a partial.
Just-
who was the fucking main douche nozzle in Happy? Who was like the pervy...
Oh, it was Philip Seymour
song.
Hoffman that did...
No. Oh, no, I'm talking about the show Happy on Sci-Fi with Christopher Maloney.
Right, okay.
I don't know if anybody even watched it, but there's like an artist, like a giant pop artist who is just... He's so rich he runs everything, but he's totally a pedo. Like... He's just this weird fucking dude. And when I saw him, I was like, who the fuck does he remind me of? And about 4 episodes in, I'm like, fucking Gary Glitter. That's what he fucking reminds me of. Fucking Gary Glitter. And by the way, I recommend everybody who have not seen the 2 seasons of the show Happy, that it fucking got canceled. God damn it.
Do you know what it's on?
It was on Sci-Fi. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere
I think
now.
it's on Netflix now.
Is
Don't
it?
quote me on it, but I
Watch
think
that
so.
shit, because that is some of the best Christopher Maloney acting.
Yeah.
It's like you took Christopher Maloney from Wet Hot American Summer and put him into a really dark, gritty cop crime drama.
Like if the refrigerator humper from Wet Hot American Summer got his shit together and got and became like an investigator.
Yeah, a private investigator. That is
yeah.
Happy. It is so, and Patton Oswalt, like, oh God.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, last time you heard from us, we were talking about strange adaptations, even though that's not an adaptation, but we were talking about, so we're rocking with the same panel here. We're going to start it right off. We got Lorna.
Yeah.
See, that was nice. See?
You didn't go mean on me.
I'm playing nice.
Well done.
Back with us.
Yep.
Glad to have you. Just nothing.
Great to be. I didn't know I was supposed to say something. Hey, what's up?
I mean, you say if you want to. If you want to be cold, that's on you.
I
The intros are normally where you stay silent when your name is called.
Yes.
yeah,
That's how
I'm
that
used
works.
to saying that. So
Okay.
all right, so I'm a web designer, graphic designer, corgi mom, and I love tacos.
Cool.
Like.
There we go.
I like it. Yeah.
I'm waiting for that Taco Corgi website that you've been promising us for years.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say. I think it's a piece of artwork, an illustration that I promised was I want to do a corgi like burrito or a corgi taco tattoo.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna.
I got a weird
because you
image with
saying-
corgi and a taco tattoo.
yeah,
Like, that was a weird image.
Because you saying that you want a corgi taco website makes me thinking that you're making tacos out of corgi meat, which makes me nervous.
Oh, I was thinking you
Maybe
want like
I
a
am.
corgi porn site. That's what I went.
No.
Weird image.
No, that'd
See-
be fluffpants.com.
Fluff pants. That's my dog's other name that he gave him is Fluff Pants.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, enough of that.
That went weird.
Next up, we've got Chris. What's up, brother?
I'm going to say silent.
Stay silent. I thought
Stay silent.
stay silent.
That's one too many beers talking right there.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
That's the joy of nights.
That is how we roll. Embrace it. Just embrace it. Just
I'll take it.
absorb it. It's
The
fine.
plan of nights is to get everybody inebriated enough to say terrible things and in a slur and slow motion.
So when I edit it, I laugh, and then when we release it, they get to like hate themselves for like 5 minutes.
We need to start just.
I will.
Before releasing nights, just increase the speed by like 1.25%, so everybody sounds like a real human being and not somebody that's been drinking for 3 hours. Instead of like Thank you so much for. Still drunk as shit, but it just sounds better
A
and
little more perky.
sped up.
It's like we had a coffee in between. This is like the one time we drank something other than booze was in between GUI and GUI Nights.
I just want to hear Groot sped up in Nights being like, thank you for inviting me to the show.
No.
Don't do that.
When you
so
started
mean.
when you started it, that's him sped up. That's him sped up.
Look, let me tell you.
Yeah.
What really happened?
Because
No, the thing with Groot is that he is actually speaking at the slowness that the rest of us are, is that his setups are so slow to begin with when he's sober that he's like, so the thing about Miyazaki is that, and that's his sober level. So,
yep.
You slow him down with a little bit of booze, and it's, the thing with Miyazaki is he's now the sloth from
Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Yeah. And the man who is doing his best Groot's impression, but it's still really bad. We got Mike up Bickett.
Yeah.
We love you, Groots, though. We love you.
As established on the last episode and every episode that's ever existed of GUI is that my impressions are not what brings me to the table here.
I don't know, dude. Your Mario was really good on the one episode of
It's
GUI.
a racist Italian accent.
So good.
Yeah.
And your Stallone's makes me laugh.
Okay. The Stallone is fun.
The Stallone's fun.
The one that is building me up for my Stallone accent, of course, is the host of GUI Nights, Lowdown Brown MacGyver's here.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the shit show. That's what we got.
Yeah.
That's what we got. So, what? A really cool.
Which Clue character would you fuck?
I was not going there.
Okay,
I was actually going to bring up a more current. Tim Curry. Yeah, who wouldn't fuck Tim Curry?
Definitely.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like that era Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever,
Peak Curry.
But there's a recent show that came out that is an adaptation, or it's telling the story of like one of the greatest and the first international sex tapes.
Oh,
right?
True.
What,
Like-
Kim Kardashian?
No, Pam and Tommy. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee.
the
It's
Kim
a show on Hulu.
Kardashian sex tape movie that is out.
No, I don't give a fuck
I didn't
about.
realize that there was another one.
Oh no,
Not
like
any shit.
when the Pam and Tommy's tape. I just
One Night in Paris.
vividly
The series.
Yeah, I vividly remember. I mean, MTV News. Then it hit like legit news, and I'm like, holy fuck! And it was the very first like released celebrity sex tape. But it was the fact they made a show about it and showing their lives. Like it is, I thought it was like strange that like because all that still, I feel like all that did come out during the time, but they decided to make a show about it. So it's tying into the recent GUI episode of Strange Adaptations. That's a weird that they got Sebastian Stan. We got Winter Soldier with a giant CGI cock.
Oh yeah, that was voiced by Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
Mantzoukas voiced his fucking dick.
Yeah.
In that series.
Yeah. He's like, come on, man, we gotta run train. He's like, no, dude, I'm in love. I'm like, all right. He literally has a whole conversation, spoilers, with his penis at the beginning of one episode. It's amazing.
One thing about that series that I did appreciate, though, is and also was jarring at the same time, is the first part of it, up to the point of the sex tape being released, is that you've got Seth Rogen and Sebastian
Nick
Stan,
Offerman
and Sebastian Stan doing the most buck wild, wide open, chewing scenery Tommy Lee that anybody could ever fucking do. And it's a fucking blast. It's so much fun. It's silly. It's a wild ride. Then the sex tape releases and the entire theme or tone of the series, like 180s really fucking hard.
Yep.
But the thing is that once you watch the second half, you realize there is no way to make light of what they were going through. Like there was an importance to like totally that was important because you show that they're wide open themselves. They're a wide open couple. They're wild.
I mean, they filmed the stuff willingly that was on, but it was supposed to be private.
When that 180 happens, you realize that like how much of their like existence changed in that one moment. Like that it would never be the same again.
Well, that's what I mean. They were only married for 3 years because of that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to argue that.
Yeah.
It's just weird that, like, that got adapted into a show, like I said, because as it was coming out, like, that's all people were talking about in the mid-90s.
It exposed more light on the fact that Pamela got the worst of the worst out of that. Like, she paid the worst
Yes.
Out of anybody.
Yep.
And then also Tommy Lee is a dick. Like, it made sure to hit those two things pretty hard, and I think those are very important things to hit
Well, it was because in the 90s at the time, like, he and it even brings up a show where he didn't understand why because he even says in the show like something they haven't seen before because she did Playboy. So there's clearly stuff like, wait a minute, all right, you are supposed to be okay with this stuff, but like, and you know.
But yeah, that's such a jarring idea. Is that like, well, you've shown your boobs.
That's
before,
what I'm saying.
So therefore, everyone should have full access to your nudity.
Exactly. Like, no, that the Playboy thing was consensual. And every sex tape that has happened since then was consensual.
Guess what's important with anything sexual? Consent.
Yes. Yeah. So Tommy didn't understand that, and plus, as being the drummer of Motley Crue, like, he had all the consent in the world to get fuck pretty much any chick he wanted to for most of his career.
Yeah.
So he didn't understand the point of like, wait, no consent. What does that mean? Like,
we didn't understand how your image changes too, because from his perspective, like, he was getting lauded for the fact that he had a big.
Yeah, made him a badass. Yeah, made him a badass. So like I said, it was strange but I get it. Like, it's a different generation, so maybe that's why it is hitting like they decided to do it now.
Maybe. Yeah,
because it's been almost we're talking almost 30 years. I'm
just waiting, like the Germs movie, where they just get Sebastian Stan to front or play drums for Motley Crue on a reunion tour. After that,
Germs, the What We Do Is Secret movie.
Yeah, because they got with Shane West, I think, played Darby Crash in that.
Yeah, fucking dude from A Walk to Remember.
Yeah, and
with Mandy
fucking
Moore.
Speed Racer.
Oh God!
Played Darby Crash, and he did so well that the surviving members of the Germs went out on tour as the Germs,
including Lorna Doom, by the way.
Lorna Doom.
Lorna Doom.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
AKA Red Patch. Oh.
That's right.
And they actually
her
had
that.
Shane West going on tour with them as the frontman for the Germs because he did such a good job singing on the parts in the movie. So.
That's awesome.
That was such a good movie. I got so annoyed
Great
though
movie.
when they released it. We got like a 15 passenger van to go all the way up to DC to go to this little tiny theater that was across the street from the Ford Theater where Lincoln was shot in the head, which is the only place that we could find that would release it. We went all the way up there, and then we were only people in the entire fucking theater.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If the West Hampton was still open, I bet they would have fucking had it. I love the West Hampton for that, dude.
If you could, West Hammond, or if the Bird got a
it was a
copy
good
of it,
movie.
all the punks would have shown up in town to go to the Bird to see What We Do Is Secret.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Like,
it was so good.
Were you
'cause
in
they-
It's great.
Richmond when the West Hampton was open?
I've never heard.
That's
of
where I
West
went to see
Hampton.
Brokeback Mountain. That's where I went to see There Will Be Blood because they were like the only theaters really showing these films.
So
you know?
Bird After Reading.
I came here in 2007, so if we wanted to go to the movies, we had to get like an upperclassman from VC
West
to
Hampton was
drive
still
us
open.
all the way up to Short Pump because Movieland Bowtie didn't open until after I graduated college.
I got you.
Yeah, I think I saw Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas in that theater.
Nice. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, shit, yeah. Like, no, West Hampton was still open in 07. They didn't close till we hit the teens. But it was a Regal theater that really, it made its bread and butter on playing it's kind of like what Movieland has with the Criterion cinema that's offset, right? They play, like, that's the only place you could see the Babadook at when it came out was at the Criterion Movieland. Regal didn't have it. Fucking, like,
That's where I saw What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Criterion.
That's the only time I've had where a movie have come out where I've driven more than 20 minutes. Like we drove all the way to downtown Washington D.C. to go see What We Do Is Secret, Germs movie. I had to drive to the nation's capital to go see the Germs movie.
Irony
Walk
there is
to
not
Remember.
lost.
You are not old enough to pull it back in my day.
I'm in my 30s. I can do that.
Fair. I feel like once you do cross the 30 mark, you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
And
I
I grew up. The only way I could find my friends when I was a child is going around the neighborhood and seeing where all the other bicycles, what front yard all the other bicycles were in.
Or you do the
And you have to be home by the time the street lights come on tonight.
all of your friends
So
aren't
you
in
remember
a
that, okay.
small area. You have to do you go to a friend's house and they're like, oh, they went over to so-and-so's house. You went over to so-and-so's house. And like, oh, they went to so-and-so's house. And then you have
Yep,
45
you do the
minutes
ping pong.
of ping-ponging between friends' houses before you find out that they went to the park.
Yep.
And then you get to the park and you're like, God damn, it's like, we should have came out earlier. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
Okay? Fuck you.
I'm sorry, we don't have synchronized watches.
We don't have phones.
No,
Yeah.
but none of us were cool enough to have walkies like in Stranger Things, man.
All right, but
where we
I
could
am-
just keep track of each other.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
right.
I'm old enough, born before the internet.
Yes.
Yeah. So
You still got...
I'm old enough to say back in my day.
You were still of the generation where you had both. You had analog and digital.
I had
That's
the radial telephone.
what I'm saying. You had the analog and because I feel like that's a big defining factor in generations and the mentality of generations. Where if you grew up strictly in the digital world, like there's a whole like essence of learning and how you absorb and your cognitive thinking, I think, is completely different at that point.
I think there's a level of patience we have too. The dial-up.
Oh yeah.
If you've
yeah.
ever had to, over the phone
That's a
or in
good point.
person, explain to your parents that they didn't have to click on both AOL and Netscape to get on the internet at the same time, then you are of this generation that we're talking about. Like, well, they gave me the thing, so I should like click on them, right? No, that's adware. You don't want those.
No,
like, just
no,
delete
please.
that. Well,
Please
I might
stop.
need it. You don't need the fucking poker app. You're fine. Get rid of that.
Oh man. All
Yeah,
right.
but I'm old enough for that. I remember I still had my cassette tape collection. Thank you very much.
Oh god, remember the Walkman headphones? Jesus Christ, where you got like all the ambient noise?
Oh, and you remember they always said it was like shock-proof?
It wasn't.
It never was. It never fucking was.
It wasn't.
Nope.
Nope.
Not once.
This is really like an old man episode.
Yep.
Yep.
Back in my day,
Yep.
Children suck.
Hey,
we
hey,
used to watch the Pam Anderson sex tape on the VHS instead of
Yo,
watching
but-
a series about it on Hulu.
but real
It
talk.
got mailed to us
So-
and delivered on our door above the yellow pages that showed up on...
Well, it did get mailed to you, and have you seen it, Chris?
No, I
Have you?
not.
I watched portions of it as a youth.
Yes. That's where I'm
and
at.
I mean portions of it because I was a youth,
Yes.
and it didn't take much of the video for me to
No.
feel
No.
like it was a satisfactory experience for myself.
You came really fast. Okay.
yeah.
You? I'm gonna tell you what.
I didn't watch the Kim one either.
that
By the way,
movie.
that gave me guilt though, like watching the series, as having come to watching that.
I can agree with
parts
that.
of that sex tape.
I can agree with that.
Is that when you're a fucking
Yeah.
child, you don't understand the nuanced nature of that tape being out in the world. And so as an adult watching that, you have like cumgret, I think is the
Cumgret.
Cumgret.
cumgret, I think is the term, where you're like, oh, I shouldn't have orgasm to this. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
you
so,
were. Yeah. It. Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, we didn't know either.
No,
You know, I was gonna say is if like that fucking movie made every man feel inadequate. Yo, Tommy Lee is rocking like a fucking like what 10-inch fucking
No,
cock.
it's
It's,
a-
stupid, giant
it's a
penis.
wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yes,
of a dick.
of a dick. Yes, I mean, god damn. Like you're watching that and like, how did you fit all that in? Jesus Christ. He literally, I feel like, was fucking her guts. Like he was just fucking her guts.
Well, and
Yeah.
the thing that was even brought up in the series that was interesting, because I felt this even as a fucking, it's weird to say child and also talking about coming at the same time, but like as a teenager, a teenage boy watching this, is that there was a sweetness to the video where you see that they're like talking about how they love each other so much, and it's like it's very loving and kind, and it's not like a normal porn where they're like, yeah, fuck my ass, you know. It's
Sensual.
It's sensual, yeah, it definitely, and that's something that I hadn't really seen at that point in my life. So that was something that like was kind of throwing to me a little bit at that time, is to recognize that this, if anything, that was the note that I felt like, is this okay? Like,
Yeah.
I
mean,
mean, it was so personal.
You're right. It was very personal. Like I said, it was a home video
Yeah.
that was locked in a safe that someone stole. So it was never meant to see the light of day. And it was like married, or you don't even marry, just relationship. People do that all the time.
Who expects their safe to be stolen? That's like, oh, don't worry, I got my bicycle locked to a tree. They stole the tree. Like they
stole the tree.
They stole the tree. Like how? All right, well, fuck, you got me. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Pam, Tommy, condolences. Avid listeners, Pam
Dude,
and
didn't
Tommy.
she went on to date like Brett from fucking Poison, didn't she, after Tommy? Didn't she have like another?
Brett Michaels, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he have one of those dating shows just like Flavor Flav did? It was like
did.
Poison of Love or something like that.
He did. Yeah.
He had a whole like bachelorette type thing, or bachelor, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, but
right.
yeah, he did. Yeah, that's I don't know why she stuck with like maybe move away from hairband.
I mean, they even brought it up in the series where they're like,
Well, she
"Don't go
hasn't
for
hit-
another bad boy," and she's like, "I'm gonna," like the toddler that you're like,
Yeah.
"Don't eat that cake." You're like, "I'm gonna eat the cake." Don't eat that cake. I'm gonna eat that cake. That was Pam in the series with just like, don't go for a bad boy. I'm going to go for a bad boy.
Well, it might have something to do with growing up in like a small Canadian town.
100%.
No exposure.
Yeah,
that probably had a lot to do with it. It's like, oh, you're so free. I'm like, yeah, you could be too.
The number of my and it goes both ways.
Totally.
Not just my female friends with like fuck boys, but like the number of my male friends with fuck girls.
Oh yeah,
like it's the both ways where there's something drawing about a person that definitely doesn't have a bank account, can't hold down a job.
Tommy Lee did have a bank account.
Well, no, he did.
Yeah.
Millions.
It was
millions.
She was like, ooh, a fuckboy that also is fucking rich. Cool.
Yeah.
But that's that draw, that fuckboy draw, fuck girl draw, where it's like, this person's going to ruin my life. But
I'm going to come so fucking hard. All right. And with that is it, folks. Hope you're coming hard too.
Reevaluating priorities.
As long as you're coming hard, it's good. So good
in
night.
that moment, it's only after that it's like, oh no.
We don't talk about that. Not on GUI Nights. We're not for that part. That's another show of regret and shame.
About oh no.
You did not just Disney song
Yeah.
right after the Pam.
Yeah.
Yes. That's that night flavor. All right. So
Time and a place.
that's it. Good night. Go the fuck home.
GUI Nights.
GUIPodcast.com.
In a world with too many reboots and remakes,
two men will stop at nothing to make it even worse.
join Mike the Hobbit and Tondi as they play by their own rules while pitching new takes on some of your favorite and least favorite films and TV shows. What podcast would dare to bring this upon the world?
This is Smack My Pitch Show.
Hey guys, Scotty P here with Smash on your left. And we are the Geek Fathers. That's right, bringing all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent.
So welcome to our world.
And as always, join us
or cry.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm FU Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
embrace the madness.
Mike the Hobbit here,
Lowdown Brown,
inviting you to check out Geeks, Some of the Influence, a podcast that pairs booze with conversation with good friends.
And a little nerd culture.
We get a lot of colorful conversation out of our episodes, but it is here for everyone, no gatekeeping.
Always level up everything we do.
We'll punch up, never punch down.
Exactly.
So check out Geeks Under the Influence anywhere you get your podcasts and join us or die.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit. Welcome to GUI Nights.
GUI Nights.
Yeah, I am Lowdown Brown. With me as always,
Mike the Hobbit.
This is the tangential side of GUI.
This is like so many of those other shows that has the after the show bit mixed with a little bit of Baywatch Nights, so it's a little sexier. It's a little bit after hours.
Also while tying it into the previous episode of GUI. So look forward to that too, because this comes out the week after the flagship hour-long episode.
So make sure to check out GUI Nights, and when you're done, you can
go the fuck home.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.
In a world of blockbuster movies,
there's another dimension.
The dimension of schlock cinema. Join us at Beautiful Disasters on a journey into the fringe territory of B-movie abandon.
We review the flicks that are forgotten or underappreciated to give them a proper place in the annals of celluloid history.
I'm the Groots.
F.U. Hunter.
Your guides at Beautiful Disasters. Come along with us for a fun ride. May the schlock be with you.